but you have to treat life like a bag of popcorn, and we're all kernels in the bag. Like kernels pop at different times. You gotta treat it as people. Like people have their big moments at different times.
You're on a team with two future NBA players.
Yeah.
What's it like being on a team with a guy who's of that caliber?
My only way of me getting offers is going and playing my role, hitting threes and playing defense. There's dogs everywhere. Like you can't go in that mindset like, yeah, I'm that guy. But when there's guys everywhere, I'm that guys everywhere. So you just gotta go and like, okay, what can I do to be a better version of myself and help my team win?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Ship Across the Border. My name's Max. I'm here with Chris. And today we have on another one of our teammates, my teammates, Taje Green.
What's up? What's up?
Who's also been some teammates with some pretty high level cool people that we're gonna get into in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Watch me, my finger, lost into my singing, heart like New Orleans, and cars big and G's.
What the fuck?
It's like croutons in a soup.
Don't turn down any opportunity, whether it's a camp, a clinic, because you never know literally who's watching.
Make your own decisions and stick with them and know they're the right decisions, right? And even if they aren't right, don't regret them.
He didn't know creatine existed. So he got some creatine. He's like, oh yeah, lift heavy weight.
Ship Across the Border. I Ship Across the Border.
Shift across the border, man.
Welcome back to Shipped Across the Border.
I just learned 2.5 seconds ago your last name's Green. I didn't know that until right
A
fucking.
lot of elite hoopers have last name Green in the league. There's hella hoopers who have last name Green.
I can think of one off the top of my head.
Jalen Green,
my
Danny
professor thought,
Green. There's so many.
My professor thought me and Ian were related.
Even Ian?
Yeah, because his last name's Green. Like she came to me, she was
Ian
like,
Green.
yeah, she was like,
Oh,
are
The
you
most elite
category
hooper.
of
The
top
most elite
hoopers,
hooper.
but yeah.
Yeah, so kind of want to get to know your story a little bit. So how do you start hooping?
All right, so basically, family's from Jamaica, so
Oh, and he's Canadian too. I forgot to introduce him with
What
that.
the fuck? I was
He's from
born-
London, Ontario.
Yeah, I was born in Canada. Look, it's funny. It's a funny story. My mom's water broke in the airport on the way to Jamaica.
So you had to
From
be
London.
Yeah, so like
Wow.
I was born there. And
How
then
did I
when
not know
I was
this?
old enough to travel, like mom went to Jamaica, lived there till like I was 8, and then went to New York for like a year, and then went to Florida. So basically, my cousins are really like the one that started off with basketball. Ryan, his name's Ryan Reed. Played for FSU. He got drafted actually. Did one season at OKC, then had a contract switch to the Pacers. Never went through. Got out the league. Now he's played overseas in Japan. So like
Ryan Reed?
yeah, Ryan Reed.
Okay.
So when I found that out, and like when I was old enough, like, oh damn, like I want to play basketball. I looked up to him, and my mom was like, yeah, do what Ryan did. And then so I just started.
Did you ever
playing.
actually like talk to him and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I met him because it's distant relative. So like I met him 3 or 4 times when I was little, and then like now in high school I met him one time. We sat down. He was like, "Yo, what's your plan?" And like I told him, I brought my journal, showed him right there, I written down. Like he told me what's wrong with it, what I have to do better, and like what it takes to actually be like an elite hooper.
I want to loop back. So wait, after you were born in Canada, have you ever been back since?
No.
Damn, you got to come back, bro.
Like-
Show you around.
Chris actually lives relatively close to London. That's
Really?
my brother goes to school at Western Ontario.
I was gonna go to Niagara, but
That's not close to London, but that's still in Canada.
in Canada.
I mean, depending on which one you go to, there's Canadian and US ones.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to ask you, so I know that you play, so Taje played for DME Academy, which is a prep school in Florida, and he was teammates with
Keegan and Chris.
Keegan and Chris Murray, who are both in the league now. Keegan Murray could potentially be an all-star in a few years. He's sick.
Super.
And I kind of just want to know what it was like being like, I guess, I don't want to say like second fiddle, but like obviously you're on a team with two future NBA players.
Yeah.
What's it like? What's like the dynamic like? Is like there a lot of coaches like favoritism? Is like what's it like being on a team with a guy who's of that caliber?
I'll be honest with you. If you were to be there and see Keegan and Chris, you would be like, yo, who the hell are these guys? Like they're just tall and just skinny, like twigs. You could never knew like they're gonna be NBA level talent. And the one thing about Keegan and Chris, they're always mysterious. So they always spoke like in a monotone voice. Like they're just like, we're boring. Like they didn't want to like go out parties with us and none of that. So like you will see them work out in the gym here and there, but like you just never really saw them like with the whole group as a team going out and stuff. Like it's only when we're on trips.
So were they killing at that point?
Yeah, like so Keegan was averaging 22 a game, and Chris was right behind him with 21. But what's funny is Chris was the better brother.
You think in high school,
Chris was left.
Are they the same age? Are they like twins?
Yeah, they're twins. So at the time, they already had the Iowa offer. Like their dad played there, their mom ran track there, and their little sister at the time was in 8th grade already with the offer. So like it was surreal seeing the Iowa head coach come into our practice and watch us. We're thinking like, yeah, everybody get an offer. After practice, like, oh no, we're here for Keegan and Chris. So like in that moment, like hooping with them, it was like, okay, yeah, we're all 15 guys hungry to get a D1 offer. We're all getting offers. Everyone's hooping, but you just never like in that moment, you're like, yeah, he's going to the league. You just might have thought like, okay, yeah, he's gonna kill in Iowa. He's gonna kill in the conference. But you just never really thought like, yeah, he's going to the league.
Is there like coaches like favoritism or like was he allowed to like get away with shit that like
I'm not gonna lie, they
wouldn't?
treat them like gods.
Yeah.
They treat them like
Yeah.
every day we walked into the gym. Like we had this one lady, Haley, which is the wife to one of the head coaches who owns like the whole thing. Like she's like, oh yeah, when you guys make it to the league, I'm gonna get a house. I'm gonna come out all the games. Like they can come to practice late. I remember they're late. I remember they were late to 6 a.m. lift one time, and like the punishment for that was like 255s, which is like 2 suicides back to back. Nothing. They're like, oh, don't worry. You can, like
They could like. Was that frustrating?
it really wasn't. At first, it was like, damn, like what's up? But we just realized like,
There's levels of shit.
yeah, at the moment, like they're the face. Like at the time, you thought Michi, because I played with Michi too. You thought he was gonna be the face, but like. When you really came to the games and watched, they were the face of DME.
Yeah. Other than like the obvious athletic talents and stuff like that, were there things that separated them that you think allowed them to go play in the NBA?
Not really. It's just the work ethic is crazy.
They were in
Like,
the gym all the time.
Like all the time. So our schedule was like 6 a.m. lifts. Then we'll have like individuals. Then we'll have practice. Then go to class, eat, do whatever. Then another practice. Then another individuals. After that last individual, instead of going home and resting, they were in the gym. And I think sometimes they were in the gym before 6 a.m. lifts. So it was just like that work ethic. And like going home, like obviously their dad played in Iowa. I think he played overseas. So it's just being surrounded by that constantly.
And physicals of like they're both. Like
yeah, they're like 6'8", 6'7". Well, at the time it was like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
But it's just like you could just
Were
tell.
you trying
the
to
work
steal
ethic.
things from their game at that time, or like how did being around them like affect you as a player?
So really, we all had different roles. Like they were like the main guys. Me, I was that guy. Like, okay, Taje, go and hit 2 threes and play defense, and then I'll go do that and then get subbed out. And it's just like I'm basically, I don't want to say like I'm a sidekick, but if you look at that point, it's like my only way of me getting offers is going and playing my role, hitting threes and playing defense, and I just got good at that. I just got fell into that characteristic.
Before we kind of go to the rest of your like basketball and college basketball journey, I watched a video last night of it was IMG Academy's like campus.
Yeah.
And it's like ridiculous. They had pools outside. They had pools outside of the dorms, and it was like ridiculous. They had like 5 weight rooms and stuff. And I know that DME is a big prep school of similar caliber. Is it your guys' campus like that, or?
I'll be honest with you. So you guys are not gonna believe me. At the time we went there, before us, there was probably like only one NBA player
At DME.
that came out of DME. That was Mensa, or he plays for the Clippers.
Okay.
But I'll be real with you. At the time, before we had got dorm rooms the second semester, first semester we were staying in apartments.
So you didn't have a dorm?
Yeah, we were staying. It was Georgetown apartments, like right across from the Speedway. We stayed with like regular people, and it would be like everyone would be like 5, 6 apartments away from each other, and we had like one big like gym. There would be like 4 gyms in one building, like AAU type setup. Like we had a weight room.
Where'd you go to school?
Right here. Oh, classes were in there.
Oh, so it was like sketchy. It wasn't like a real school type shit.
So basically, it's like take this library right here and like put 2 gyms downstairs, a gym upstairs, like classrooms in the middle.
So it's like a facility. Other like programs use the same facility, or it was just DME's?
So yeah, programs still use the same facility.
Like other programs.
Yeah, but basically, so kids that would come from like different countries and stuff, if they want like a more like high school type feel, they had programs that would send them to another school. And then when it came time for basketball practice, they'll come back.
It's like regular people can attend these academies, right? Like IMG,
IMG, I could like if you didn't want to play basketball, could you still go to DME?
Yeah, like if you wanted to play basketball, you can go to DME. But I'll be honest with you, a scholarship comes involved too. Like
if I was a regular student, could I go to DME Academy just to learn?
You have to nah. Yeah,
So it's
a sport academy. You have to play a sport in order to go there.
Yeah. Do you feel like you got a good education?
Yeah.
At that school? Like, is there like
It
legit?
was more.
Like, are you in classes as a freshman or as a sophomore whenever you were there with like guys who were seniors, guys who were like post grads, all learning the same shit?
So it was tutors. So like each tutor was divided up. So it'd be like one tutor for like 5 guys. So it'd be all of us in a room like this, and it'd be like one tutor, like teach us, and then we'll sit down one-on-one. So it's like more one-on-one individual stuff that'll cater to you.
So it's more like homeschooling.
Basically.
So wait, how many people like went to the school in total, you think?
In total, it was probably like 400 of us. It was like small.
Pretty small.
Like we saw everybody.
But
like,
different sports?
Different sports. Like we had
play multiple teams
yeah,
per sport type
and we had like it was like 8 teams of basketball, and then we had volleyball. At the time, we only had it was us girls, basketball and volleyball and ice hockey, and then other
Right.
and then other than that, like they just added on baseball and soccer.
So now, after they've had multiple NBA players and high level guys, do they have a big?
Oh yeah,
facility?
it's still the same thing, but they added on like dorms. They have more. They have like hella turf fields. It's basically like a mini IMG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope.
That's wild.
So then after you graduate there, so me and Chris did research for every podcast, and we found that you went. I knew you went to Weber.
Yeah.
So you spent some time at Weber, and me and Chris were curious. So at Medaille, as freshmen, we both spent time on the development team at Medaille, and how that kind of was like it was the same team, it was like the same roster.
Yeah.
But just the guys, for example, on this team, it would be like the guys who have jerseys but don't get it much, and then like the practice players type of thing played in those games, which honestly would definitely benefit the team and me being one of those players, and I'm sure you as well.
Yeah.
But it seemed like you were in a similar position in Weber.
So with Weber, so going into my college season before I got hurt, so I had the Weber offer, and it was the only offer at the time. Like the coach was like, "Yeah, come, I want you." So I went there, and at the time he had like some self-doubt in his head. He was like, "Yo, is this the same kid who I recruited?" So he was like, "Look, I'm gonna give you some time on the developmental team and see how you work." So I played 2 games, and the 2 games I played on the Devo team, the first game I had 22, and the second after that I had like 18. And he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna bring you up." And after that, went up to the main team, and I didn't see the court at all until like the second semester when the grad guard got hurt and the senior guard got hurt, and that's when he's like, "Okay, I need you." And from there, I started averaging 12. And then, so, exit meetings came. He was like, "Look, I like what you did for the program, but we're bringing in some Division I guys. And if I'm being honest, you might not play over them." So at that time, like, I'm hot-headed. I'm a kid. I'm hot-headed. I'm like, "Yeah, you just going to give up on me like that? I came in and averaged 12 for you on the main squad." So it was just like, for you to drop me back down like that, to as like a kind of like a stab in the back. So after that, I left. And then I went to, Tacoma. I went to that small D2 in Georgia.
Yeah. And how was that experience? Because
Yeah.
did you end up playing on the main team there? Because when we did some stuff, we found that you also had some time on the development team there as well.
Yes.
How did that work?
I played on the main team there. So I came in with some issues, like just family issues. So I need some time to myself. Played on the main team there. And then I decided to redshirt because a lot of stuff was going on back home with family. And then was still practicing, still on the main team, just sitting on the bench, just dressed out and like not playing. It was just like I'm in the bench in like my hoodie, I'm ready to get in. Just never got that chance. And then when he did give me the chance, I went in, I had like 8. And then I thought like, yeah, things are starting to turn around. And then boom, a lot of stuff from back home came, hit me. Like, it was tough. It was rough.
Did you play any development games for Toccoa? Do they have a development team?
Nah, it's just one main team.
Do you think the time that you spent on the development team at Weber helped you to develop as a player, or was it just like reps for you?
It was just reps, really. It was just like, it was just showing like, okay, I was hurt. Let me get that mindset. Like, I'm like not nobody. Like, I'm somebody. So it's really like me coming in and dropping like a 20 ball and then coming in again. It's just like, yeah, I'm him.
Because we had a guy, Deshaun Ashley, who played on the main team, but
Shout out Day.
Shout out Day. He wasn't getting very many minutes,
Yeah.
and then they dropped him down to the development team, and he came out and dropped like a 30, 10, and 10. He was like, nah, fuck this development team shit. Like, I'm here to play basketball. And then in the second semester, he actually ended up getting like a lot of minutes, like 20 minutes a game, starting point guard. So I was just asking, because like I think a lot of kids out there, at least from our perspective, like I know I needed those development reps. Like, there's no way you could have thrown me into a regular college basketball game. I would have looked very, very lost.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And how do you end up here?
So, okay, boom. I was at Toccoa, and we just finished off. We won our conference championship. Went to the tournament, got killed the first round. Kansas Christian, like absolutely killed. But we had our exit meetings, and then coach was like, "How are you mentally?" Like, he was just like reaching out, asking. I told him like, everything's fine, everything back home is fine, but I just still need some time just to think this summer, but I'm committed here. He was like, okay. And then my head coach, Coach Felder, shout out Coach Dwayne Felder, he left. He took on a D1 assistant job over at Mercer. He promised to take me, didn't work out. So me going back and talking to the new coach, it just was weird.
So you went to Mercer, didn't work out there.
Yeah, and
came back to there.
Yeah, new coach is like, you left. I don't care what you did. I don't care what ring you have here. I don't care how many minutes you got. I don't care if you didn't play. None of that. Like, you left. I just felt like he said he just felt like I'm not the guy to stick to like thick and thin. And I told him like that wasn't the case. I saw a better opportunity. I took the better opportunity. It didn't work out. I'm devoted. And then he was like, nah, you gotta go. And then so Coach Southall, I remember I emailed him and I sent him my film. And literally like 10 minutes later, he was like, can you get on the call?
What game did you have the film from?
I had a Weber film and I had like 4 or 5 clips from Toccoa. And then I sent it to him. He was like, yo, can you get on the call right now? And then he called me. He was like, look, I like the way like you can shoot the ball. You're a really good guard. You're nitty gritty on defense. Like, I need that here. I was like, yes, sir. And then I told him like, yeah, I'm gonna come. It was either that or stay home. I didn't want to stay home.
How do you kind of like your decision? Because talk about your position here and like in the future, what you want to do, and then what are your thoughts on?
So when I came here, I came in thinking like, yeah, Southall said I'm the guy.
As most people did.
Yeah, Southall said I'm the guy. I'm gonna be that guy. And then it was like a little shock, like, yo, like 60 guys trying out. It was like, that's crazy. I haven't seen tryouts since like.
And there's also like
sophomore year.
You played at a high level NAIA school with high level guys. You played high level in high school, and you played at this D2 school, and you probably thought that coming down to D3 like is beneath you a little, like in the back of your head, and you thought there wasn't like high level dudes, and then you come here and you realize there's hoopers everywhere.
I mean, I didn't think it beneath me, like, cause I knew that there's dogs everywhere, like wherever you're at, there's gonna be dogs. Like, I seen people go pro at D3. I was just thinking like, okay, with the experience that I have and the guys I played with, I kind of like thought like, okay, yeah, I'll be like a valuable part to like the team, to like bringing the winning culture to Elms. So when I came here and I saw that, it was just like, this is crazy. All right, I'm here, guys. Stick it through. Like, people think I'm the type of person I run away from when things get rough. So I just wanted to prove people wrong and kind of prove myself wrong in a way. So boom, stuck it through. Put me on the practice squad, and I was like, damn, like, what's going on? Like, I played at top levels. Like, yeah, I know it started off rough, but I'm like, okay, it's one of those things to start off rough for a couple weeks, maybe a month, and I'll be back at the top level and I'm good, I'm hooping. Then it stuck it through again. Second semester comes, it's like, damn, what's going on? And then yesterday was my first time actually suiting up.
Yeah. What was that feeling like?
Like a great accomplishment, really. It's just like seeing myself like, yeah, all the hard work I put behind the scenes really worked off. Like, it's a new beginning. Like, I don't bring up the past. I don't bring up, oh yeah, I played at this level. I played with this guy. I got this ring. It's just like, I'm here in the moment now. Yeah. So it's just really like, whatever I can do now, I'm going to do it now.
Sure.
What are you hoping for in like the next 2-3 years here at Elms to happen?
I want another ring. I don't know. I just want like, just the
that feeling of winning. Yeah. Like that, even those feelings after winning, so we won 4 games this year, and each that feeling we go in the locker room and everyone's jumping around.
Everyone's happy. Just seeing everyone smile, it's just like, that just brings so much excitement. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I just love basketball so much. Mm-hmm. Just being around it so much, being around guys who I call my brothers. Like, I just love, like the first person I met you first day here. I met you.
We played,
yeah.
I think me and Pat beat you in Maine in 2s.
Nah,
putting that in the air. Pat remembers that shit. No. I think you guys started off and you were killing us, and we're like, yo, best of 7. Then I think me and Pat won like 3 or 4 in a row. I think me and Pat got you.
It was like
somehow
we won 2 in a row. I'm like,
they won loud 2 in a row, and then we ended up winning since.
It was like, yeah, I'm done. All right, and he was like, best of 7. Like, yeah, we're just gonna kill this real quick. You work out, and it's just like, damn, they came back. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't remember. I think me and Pat. It was tied. It was tied.
I don't know. I think me and Pat.
I think it was tied. I think it was tied 3-3.
Speaking of Maine, what is your relationship in Maine with London like? Because I don't really know the backstory of how you guys knew each other before you came here and all that stuff.
So Maine, when I first got to Florida, I always played up with AAU teams and stuff. So I met Maine, and then I looked at him like as an older brother. So through that time, like, he's just always been there.
How old is Maine?
Maine's 23.
How old are you?
21.
Okay.
So like, I always just like looked at Maine as an older brother. Mm-hmm. So it's just like wherever I was, Maine was there. Or so it's just like we hooped together. Mm-hmm. And London, I knew of London back home, but like me and him never really talked because he went to like school on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
But I met him again and went to DME, and I kind of like got to know him more as a person because we lived together in the same apartment. So after a while, I was like, all right, like this is you, like this is how you act. So they had put London on the lowest team at DME, but like I knew he wasn't that type of player. Like he's better than that, and then he worked his ass off, and he became on the highest team with us. So just being around him and seeing how hard he worked is like it pushed me. It's like, okay, if he works that hard, I'm not gonna work harder than that. Sure. So being around him kind of pushed me. And with Maine, it's just like every time we work, we go home, we work out together. It's just like he pushed me to be a better person, I pushed him to be a better person.
So them leaving, because obviously the situation didn't work out here for whatever reasons, and how did that affect you? Because like you came here with basically knowing two guys, and now those two guys kind of dipped. I know for me personally, the only person I came here knowing is Chris and Ian, and if Chris and Ian both left, then that would affect me mentally in some sort of way. How's that?
So really, it's just really like like I said before, everyone knows me as like when things get rough, they think I'm gonna curl up and just go away. I was just tired of that connotation with my name, so it's just like I just stuck it through. And with them leaving, like I miss my bros dearly, but I have Key and Aaron. Like they're like my brothers. Like when you see me, you see Key and Aaron. When you see Key and Aaron, you see me. Like it's just like it's a brother relationship. Like my own mom made him basically. So like just them leaving, it was, it's kind of rough at first, but it's just like okay, life still goes on. I chose to stay here, so I'm gonna stick it out here.
I respect that big time.
Yeah.
When you look back at, like you said, some of these rough moments where you didn't curl up and you decided to push forward, what was the sort of like, if you can think back, like the why as to why you kept going through these moments? Really,
my mom. My mom had me when she was 16. So it's just like a single mother in Jamaica, like a third world country. It's just like, that's tough. So it's just really like what made her keep going. So I just like, every time like things get rough, I think about my mom. I think about everyone that doubted me, like, they were like, you would never make the high school team. Made a high school team. You never get a college offer. Got a college offer. You're not going to play at your college. I'm averaging 12 as a freshman at a high level in the IA. You're never gonna win at the college level. I won a ring at the college level. And then going back home, you're not going to the league. You're not going overseas.
Stay tuned.
To be continued. like, it's just keep going. It's like the thought of everyone hating and the thought of everyone doubting me, it just keeps me going like, okay, watch. I'm gonna prove y'all wrong. You think I can't do this? Watch, I'm gonna do it.
You said Jamaica too. We kind of skipped over this. Like, were you playing basketball in Jamaica?
Yeah. So, really fun fact. I played for the national team, down in Jamaica. But
and like where?
And then, so this is academy. It's Phase 1 Academy because basketball is not really big in Jamaica. If you look at Jamaica, it's track. So a lot of legends that came out of Jamaica that went to the league that have Jamaican background, they came back and made a Phase 1 Academy. And then we have a coach. Believe it or not, the Jamaican national team head coach is from New Jersey, Coach Phil. So, or not Coach Phil, Coach Rick Turner. So he came down, he reached out, he saw me at the Phase 1 Academy. He's like, yeah, I'd like to bring you to training camp. Brought me to training camp. And
what is training camp for? Like the Olympics training camp?
Like just national team, like against like national terms and stuff. So like we'll go like, you know how in soccer they have the CONCACAF Cup, all these things, and they have the World Cup. Like with FIBA basketball, they have all these different tournaments. So like it's like a tournament, like all the islands with Haiti, DR.
So like one of those type.
Yeah, one of those type.
Because like like the Global Jam is.
Yeah.
Like I know some guys who play on the Global Jam team. Like those guys aren't like the same guys that are going to the Olympics.
Yeah,
it's like there's different levels to the national
there's
team.
like this whole level's like it's a big leap. I'm not one of the guys going to the Olympics. I'm like one of those guys like, hey, you represent your country in this tournament.
Yeah.
Like so yeah. But I was at the time I was like 18, 19 on the team with guys who were 28, 30. So it's just like a whole different level of basketball. So like basketball in the States is like already elite, but going back to your country thinking like, okay, yeah, I played basketball in the United States, like I'm that guy. And going back and seeing the talent level back home is like, yo, this is this is crazy. And like seeing talent levels with all the other countries, like, yo, there's dogs everywhere. Like you can't go in that mindset like, yeah, I'm that guy. When there's guys everywhere, I'm that guys everywhere. So you just got to go and like, okay, what can I do to be a better version of myself and help my team win?
So every episode we kind of have the last guest write down a question for the next guest, not knowing who it was. Yeah. So the question that was left for you is, what would you do to make the Elms men's basketball team better? I
like that question. I like that a lot. one thing I'll do, me personally, that I'll do to make the team better, it's just more team bonding, really. Because after practice, we don't really see each other, like as a group. Like we'll see each other in the calf and stuff, but we don't really sit down like, hey guys, let's go bowling. Hey guys, let's go do this. Like let's go catch a Celtics game or something. So it's being like more team oriented, having more trust for one another, and building that bond, and also like just more individual work, more just working out on your own as group sessions, lifting sessions, just like
I think we need to lift off season big time. Like hopefully with Coach P, hopefully you put some
put 90-pound dumbbells on the incline.
hope you put some words to action.
Make a schedule or something, but like just more like stuff that we can do together as a team. Whether that's working out, going out as a team, just more team-oriented stuff.
Is that one of those things, because you played for a team that won a chip, do you think that's one of the things that separated that team from like the not-so-good teams?
Most def. Like, bro, wherever we were, there's like 10 of us. We rolled in a pack. Everyone was like, oh yeah, that's the basketball team. And we were doing stuff like 6 a.m. yoga. Then we have 2 groups do lifts. And then after that, practice. And after that, individuals. And after that, repeat the whole thing again. Even on game days, we had lifts and yoga. So it's just like, just seeing people like early in the morning, grumpy, like seeing who you really are when you first wake up. It's like, oh, okay. It's just like we were always around each other, no matter where we were. Like even on weekends in the off season, we went to like, or before the season started, we were at UGA football games. So it was just like being with each other for like 3-4 hours at a football game. You don't even like football. So it's just like being around guys for a whole bunch of times. It's like, yeah, this is a brotherhood right here.
One of the things I want to do after like this college shit is over, even soon hopefully, is like become a basketball coach. And you've played for a couple of programs at this point. I'm wondering if you could set aside like a few things that you think made coaches successful.
A few things that make coaches successful, I would say, is being willing and being open to feedback from their players. Because you're only as good as the people that play for your team. So that's really like the one thing, just being open to new things, being open from advice from other coaches, players, parents, and not letting that rule you, but bringing it in like, okay, I got that in the back of my mind. I'm going to incorporate that what we're doing.
And was there like a coaching style that you preferred over other ones? Like, do you like being yelled at? Do you like being pulled to the side, like, yo, don't do that? Or like, there like a preferred coaching style you have? Like, would you rather have like 50% yelling, 50% like pull you aside, tell you what's wrong, or would you just have like 100% yelling? Or
so I've seen 2 coaching styles. The first one is just like, I don't care what you do. This is open gym. Go have fun. And the second one, actually, like being at being at DME, being at Weber is like, I'm gonna hold you accountable. 'Cause I know the type of player you are. So like, I like I'm gonna hold you accountable. I know the type of player you are, because like, it gives you like a sense of hope. It's like, okay, I know if my teammates aren't trusting me, like I know my coach trusts me. He's gonna push me to be the best version of myself. And if I'm having doubts in my mind, I know I have people behind me that's gonna push me and want to see me be better and continue to be better.
Was that your first contact with college basketball? Was the coach that was lax, like he didn't give a fuck, or was that the second one?
The second one, well, really, my first contact with college basketball was like really DME, because they set it like a college environment.
And was that coach yelling at you or no?
Oh, he was on me heavy, bro. Like, yo, like yelling in my face, like, what are we doing? Matter of fact, you don't want to be here. Go sit down. You're not part of this team no more. I'm like, yo, what I do? And it was like, at the time, like, I'm a hothead. So I'm yelling back at him. I'm like, yo, coach, like, you're not a real coach with the whoop. And then, like, when I sat down, I really realized, like, why he's doing it. I apologized, like, look, coach, like, you want me to be a great basketball player. And I see that. So you're pushing me to the limits that you know I can take. So I'm going to continue to work hard and continue to be there for the team, be there for you. And, like, he sat me down. I was like, yeah, I think you're a hell of a player. Like, right now, you're like he told me, he was like, right now, you're like a low D1 guy, high D2 guy. But then, like, in my mind, like, no, bro, I'm high major. I'm going. You feel me? I'm going to a blue blood. So my goal was to prove him wrong. And then that just really, like, what kept me going, like, what really I loved. He always pushed me to be the best person I can be.
Yeah, because, like, at Avadai, our old school, before it closed down in Buffalo, our coach was, like, almost, I would say 95% yelling. Like, he would be on everybody. But I kind of got accustomed to it by the end of the year. I was like, if I'm ever going to become a coach, I would try to mix it like 75-25, but I think there's a necessary level of yelling that has to happen, because otherwise the players sort of have like a disconnect. It's like, yo, you're my buddy, and it's like, he would have like really good relationships off the court with his players, but then when it was time to fucking work, it was like, yo, we're not laughing, we're not doing any dumb shit, like we're here to fucking get better and all this shit. And that I kind of love that environment now, and I think I want to recreate that when I have a basketball team.
Yeah. Thank you. Have anything else?
I kind of want to go back to the NBA thing too, because like being around high level NBA guys, I've never been in a gym with NBA guys before. I've never seen what a NBA practice looks like, any of that stuff. Did it give you an insight to like what it would take to become an NBA level basketball player and what you had to do?
It's a whole lot of just believe in yourself. That's really all it comes down to. You just gotta believe in yourself, gotta lock in, and a lot of not comparing yourself too. So like my friend always told me like you gotta treat life like a bag. Like it's gonna be sound so corny, but you have to treat life like a bag of popcorn, and we're all kernels in the bag. Like kernels pop at different times. You gotta treat it as people. Like people have their big moments at different times, but you can't like judge that. You can't compare that to your time. Your time's gonna come, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 2 months from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Just don't stop moving. Just keep going. So like really they just show me like I gotta really just be there for myself. Keep going. Why stop? Because if you stop, I'm closer. If I stop now, like I failed. If I keep going, I'm closer to when I just started. So just really, that's really it.
Outside of that,
keep going.
Outside of basketball, what are you taking here as a major?
Psychology.
So what do you plan on doing after the basketball?
Sports psychologist. Everyone is a sports psychologist. That goes back to like Weber. Like, boom, I told you I got injured. And then I'm coming in like, people don't believe in me. Like, I went from having D2, D1 offers to like at an NAI, I'm thinking like, I failed. But it's just like, I remember a sports psychologist, she sat down with me and it's just like, you got to just keep doing this. We did exercises. We did a whole bunch of like mental block things. And it's just like seeing me go from like not playing at all to on the main team to averaging 12 a game. It just took off. And just like the little things like she told me, I still say to this day, like, I got this. I'm worthy. Like I gotta go back to like how I started and where I'm the end goal really. So really that's like really my goal is to be a sports psychologist, help athletes that are in my position or in a totally different position. Because you never know, people are going through their own mental battles. So I just really want to help.
Did you ever consider being a coach?
I thought about it. I like my hair too much. I don't want to be bald.
Why do you have to be bald to be a coach?
All coaches
are bald. It first starts off with long hair, and the next thing you know, the low cut.
You'd be yelling.
No, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a coach, I'd be fucking mad stressed. Like, even watching your guys' game, I start screaming and shit.
I'm telling you, it starts off with the long hair, low cut, and next thing you know, bald. You just gotta let it go.
None of our coaches in Madeira were bald, and Coach Hack was more stressed than anybody.
If they're not bald,
is he bald?
They all had short hair,
but they weren't bald.
Damn,
it's on the verge of being bald.
Yo, I couldn't.
Either that or a heart attack.
Coach Hack was bald. That's a goofy look, bro. That's a heavy look.
He had a buzz cut.
He looked goofy as shit.
So what?
If you look at every coach, like if I can bring up every coach that coached me, they're either bald or gray hair.
Yeah.
And like the gray hair, like during their 30s were gray hair.
No, the longer you're in the system, longer.
so it's like, bro, like it's stressful.
Yeah, sure. I think before we end it, we like to just ask the guests same question, which is pretty standard for the SATB pod, which is what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self? Maybe it's when you entering to college and you're struggling with the mental. Maybe it was in high school. What's one piece of advice you give your younger self to help you keep pushing, make college basketball?
The same thing I said, just keep going.
So I was going to say that analogy we could have ended it off right there. That was a good place to end. But
like, just keep going. You never know when your time is. Like I said, just don't stop. Like you see me, like me, for example, came in here thinking I was the guy. Practice squad, and next thing you know, 6 games left in the season, I get a jersey. Just make the most out of the time you have. Keep going and keep working. You just never know. So that's
awesome.
really it.
Thank you for coming on, my boy.
Appreciate it, family. Appreciate it.